All right, so today is basically the next step. So you've gone through your worksheets or are going through your worksheet, and the next step here is as a result of the exercise that you should be doing as well as the worksheet. Okay, so let us get going. If this thing will cooperate with me. Work. Okay. All right. So today we are focusing on creating your statement of purpose. And this, in terms of our general itinerary, is target refinement and the beginning of brand positioning or brand repositioning. Okay. So this is your week in review so far. You'll notice I haven't touched on question 5 yet on your worksheet. I'm leaving that out intentionally. But this week it was all about the who, so the who you've been trying to connect with, identifying what their common characteristics could be, what are some of their problems, and how you can help them or how you have been helping them. So I'm kind of curious now, from everybody, what have been some of your observations? Did anything new come up through the exercise? Did you identify any similar characteristics that you never saw before? Did anything pop up? Who wants to go first? Yvonne, you're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No problem.
Okay.
Anybody want to go first?
I'll do it if there are no takers.
Okay, let's do it, Gail.
So I was doing it as if I had on my retail hat at AHA Island Style.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that that's what I was talking about. And so in terms of who my previous clients were, those would be the clients I had in Cayman, which would be mostly visitors, locals, but their locals there would be mostly expats.
Okay.
Because the majority of the population is an expat population, right? There are like probably 40,000 of them and 20,000 Caymanians. So whether it's a visitor or I say a local, there it means kind of the same ish thing.
Okay, I got you.
And then Jamaicans who are like members of the diaspora that are living there. And then hotel guests, you know. Here, my ideal client, I would assume would be locals. And when I say locals here, it would be more Jamaicans because there's just many more of us here.
Yeah.
So that would be a different thing. In terms of that and visitors, in terms of my ideal client, well, because mine is resort retail and focusing on things that are handmade, here my ideal client would be the Jamaican who can appreciate what we produce, as well as visitors to the island who want something that is reflective of Jamaica or the Caribbean. But there are people here that do buy Jamaican. So I would say to you that I would expect a stronger response from locals.
Sorry, there's just a little bit of noise. It's showing die down.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you touched on Jamaicans who can appreciate what we produce, or a visitor who would want a token of their visit. I'm gonna come back to that because in creating the statement of purpose, which is what we're gonna do tonight, this, for example, in that statement of Jamaican who can appreciate what we produce, you could narrow that down to being almost the patriotic Jamaican. So I'm just trying to help you to narrow it down a little bit more, you know?
Right, because it was very general. And I would also say it would have to be a Jamaican that also has international taste, because the products that I would be selling are not things that it's not craft on the roadside. You know, it's not.
So they're the discerning Jamaican,
It
discerning
has to be
patriotic.
the discerning. Yeah.
Okay. So you see where we're starting to go.
Yes.
Okay. What's about anything popped out that you didn't necessarily think of before?
No, I just realized that I have to think of the client here differently.
Okay.
Also, their price point, their expectation, I assume, of a price point. It's a little bit, it's a bit of a change for me, because I don't typically think of a local market as the actual, you know, the people living in the country as much as you would here, because here people do support the trade shows and the craft shows and, you know, the pop-ups and so on, but it's very different.
So I would venture to say, in terms of the who, make a note, and we're going to come back to this, of the discerning tourist or islander. So that kind of makes it a little bit more broad, whether they're living in Cayman or here or in St. Lucia. They're either the discerning tourist or the islander.
Right.
Okay. Who is next?
Okay, I'll go next. So my current client is are the spas, the pharmacies, small mani-pedi salons, friends and family. I do markets. When we pre-COVID, I did a lot of markets and fairs and pop-ups. And things like, and a few hotel gift shops. I kind of backed off from the hotel gift shops because of the payments. But I guess I probably need to go back and re-strategize how I'm going to, because it's a market and I shouldn't avoid it. And Christmas, things like Christmas in July, which is part of like the Ministry of Tourism. But I don't have any virtual clients. So my online presence is what I'm really focusing on. And I do sell to some physiotherapists, but I could sell to more, I think, because, you know, that's kind of.
So an observation that you just said to me is, and just based on my little scribbles here, so you're primarily business to business, so B2B, but you do engage with the end consumer on almost on a seasonal basis. So like pop-ups, the Christmas fairs.
And even like Mother's Day and Father's Day.
So it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
So in terms of your online presence, then you would basically be carrying that experience of the B2C online, because you'd be interacting directly with your end consumer.
Right.
So and those are the people. Sorry?
And recently we've signed up with Gail at Carib Shopper. So I have to be careful that we don't conflict with them as well. Or how does that work?
Okay.
How does that work, Gail? Do your clients usually have their own website?
Some of them do, because some of them are very plugged in. But it doesn't matter if you have your own website, because everybody sells on Amazon. So a marketplace, which is what Carib Shopper is like Amazon.
Right.
It's just another distribution channel.
Okay.
All it is.
Okay. So there's no problem with conflicting in product and stuff like that.
Well, we don't do anything in the local market. It's only export.
So you're just giving your target as many options as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any key observations that popped up for you?
Um, well, I had an incident this week, and I thought, it was with one of my small mani-pedi clients, and she's obviously new to aromatherapy, and she said to me that the product smelled green. You know, like how in Jamaica people think bush is green.
Uh-huh.
And so she said, "Oh, it smells like bush." And I said, "Well, it is
Yeah.
bush." And
What?
well, it's a natural product, right? I mean, a lavender plant is bush, right?
Diane, that response is priceless though.
I know it really is.
But I was so taken aback. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, well," because she was trying to make it really negative, and I was like, I just thought, no, I'm not gonna get into anything with this girl. I just said, well, it's
Poor
bush.
soul.
So I just said, well, I'll try again another time. I'll bring you another sample of something else that you might like.
Uh-huh.
So instead of giving her our number one seller, which is the relaxing blend, which is the most beautiful lavender geranium blend, and it's my number one product for both men and women. So I thought I was doing her, a big favor by introducing her to the number one seller. But she probably just needs like a peppermint, something that she could recognize. So in that frame of mind, I just have to remember that not everybody is exposed to aromatherapy and exposed to pure coconut oil. Because she said that coconut oil was sleeping, and I said, well, it will sleep because it's real coconut oil and the temperature in your room is very cold. So just to say that I probably need to, when I'm rebranding, introduce the whole aromatherapy concept again and not presume that everybody is aware of natural products, the benefits, because obviously she's accustomed to some.
Well, we're going to do an exercise tonight that everybody will benefit from, but I did a preliminary search for aromatherapy and I came up with a very interesting observation I'm going to want your feedback on.
Okay.
But what I would like you to start doing, Diane, is to start thinking about the end consumer.
Yeah.
So you do have to keep in mind your existing clients who are, the B2B,
Right.
but inevitably what you would like is that if I go to a spa, I'm supposed to be requesting your product. Like I only want your stuff on my skin, or I only want you. When I'm choosing my essential oils or something, I need to be using yours in my diffuser. So it's to start thinking about that particular consumer. What does that person want? Why would they be going after your items? What kind of solutions, loosely saying solutions, can you offer them? So you're offering me stress relief, you're offering me glowing skin, whatever these things are. Start putting that into a framework as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing, when the pharmacists, customers start demanding your product, inevitably it has a snowball effect where they're going to start asking for more supply from you.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any other observations popped up for you?
No, I think just the online presence, and that would be, as you said, business to a B2C, which is a consumer to the end user. So just that really. I think that's really it, but it's just about getting awareness more than anything else,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yvonne, your turn.
Okay, so Anika, thanks. What I did is I deliberately didn't think too long and hard, and I put on the cap of Yvonne, the consultant. So I didn't look at Ahura, the foundation, the NGO. I didn't look at Dominica. It was a destination management. I just looked at Yvonne as an educator and as a responsible tourism development specialist.
Mm-hmm.
When I thought of my previous clients, and I have worked with tourism operators at all levels as a trainer, as a regional master trainer across the Caribbean. I've also worked with hoteliers as a manager. So I've had to work and report to a board as a manager. I've worked as a consultant in a regional organization so that my clients would be responding not only to the Caribbean Tourism Organization, but to the UNDP or anybody whose funding I was using. I had to also report to them. So they would have been my clients, whether it's OAS, any of the funders. So I actually
Mm-hmm.
had to, so these I had to fulfill their their needs, if you will, in addition to fulfilling the project I was working on. Then I've worked with entrepreneurs. Right now I'm working with CSOs, civil society organizations, and these are persons who um, specifically have very different needs, who are all working within the whole sphere of development, who are working on a project. So I went through a number of phases where we did a mapping exercise. So my client then was a consultant firm called Unite Caribbean, where they engaged me as a consultant to do an activity where
Mm-hmm.
we had to identify all the CSOs that were involved in climate resilience. Then they launched a call for proposals, and I had to help those very CSOs who showed the potential for growth to develop project proposals. And now they've gone through and sifted through the ones that have actually won because it's a competitive process. I now have to help them through the implementation stage. And these
Okay.
are intra, so Haiti and Dominica, Guadeloupe and Dominica. So all mainly based, well, all based in Dominica, but with regional partners, and again within the Creolophone, Francophone Caribbean. So my clients again are not only the CSOs, but also Unite Caribbean because it's within the framework of a regional project. So I have those kind of clients. I also have clients in terms of as a um, agencies, entrepreneurs, ministries. So I regionally did a consultancy for the ministry, again, in response to a Compete Caribbean project, which is a regional project, which we actually won, which is really good. So I have a diverse set of clients. And if I
Mm-hmm.
was to speak about my ideal client, I think if I interpreted the question right, I think I could have answered the question in two ways. How do I vision my ideal client? My ideal client would really be any local person from a CSO, an entrepreneur, who is working within the framework of a project, because as an individual, they would not be able to afford my services as a consultant. I would be volunteering, which I've done a lot of. And
Mm-hmm.
2021 is the year for no more volunteering work.
Mm-mm.
So we're talking about work. So it would mean with the entrepreneur, but within a framework where they're getting funding to support my technical support.
Mm-hmm.
It would be with a ministry, with an agency, and I'm able to work locally, regionally, or internationally. So I want to really position myself where I am available to work at all of those levels to meet different target audiences. And I think if I would say what they're looking for, I think they're looking, my clients, what I bring to the table and what they're looking for would be a quality focused, responsible tourism development for technical support. So they're looking at somebody who can get the job done, who has a wide, broad base, because I worked in literally every sector of tourism and hospitality, as well as education and sustainable development. So it means they're looking at somebody who has had local, regional, international experience, who can bring a thorough understanding and create those connections. So that is who I'm not looking for somebody who just, and then I also offer training. So for a hotelier, if a person needs training for their staff, training for their management support. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm running myself a bit too thin. I mean, I think I am able to offer a lot of services, but I need to streamline that, because when I was writing, it's like, okay, I mean, really? I mean, how do you, so it just seemed, it was overwhelming, even just kind of writing as to who my clients are, because I
And
mean,
you see, that's the point of the exercise too, because when you have a portfolio such as yours, it's hard to streamline and really identify your niche right now. And one of the things that we are doing in this 21-day period is identifying what, it depends on which school of thought you look into. Basically what your MVP is. And your MVP is your most, or your USP. So your unique selling proposition or your most viable product. And that's kind of where we're trying to go. So in a sense, for you, it may be a matter of narrowing down and focusing on one particular area until you can scale and then start looking in other areas. Because when you do zone in and you tap in, and it doesn't even mean that you're not working with other particular clients, you know. That's the point of having that statement of purpose, because then it drives your efforts incredibly when you're focused and you know where your end goal is. So I wrote down some key things that you had mentioned. I wrote down obviously like local, regional, international. I wrote down CSO/entrepreneur, funding, who is being funded. I wrote down quality focused and tourism support. So for everybody, I've kind of made little mini notes over here. So here's what we are about to do. We're gonna do.
Can I just add something though, Anika, if before you go on? I think for me, I mean, I won't take much longer, but I think part of my issue is that if you'd asked me maybe a year ago or even 2 years ago, one of my main areas of focus, I would have maybe said training, development, HR. Okay. However, a lot of the work that's coming to me, people want my expertise as a responsible tourism or sustainable tourism development specialist, but focusing on climate resilience. So right now, for example, on my screen that I just minimized is an invitation to a workshop. UNDP is running a workshop to do with disaster risk reduction. I have done a number of workshops in that, but it's a training of trainers. And part of me is, Yvonne, is this going to get you closer to your goal? The thing is, there's a lot of work in that area now. It's not exactly my strongest point, but I am actually building a lot of capacity in that area. And a lot of work is coming to me in that area. So it's kind of not that I'm spreading myself, things are coming to me. All my work right now.
So repeat to me what you just said. The actual work that's coming to you.
The disaster risk reduction, the DRR. So that's like a workshop that I actually have to agree to decide whether I'm going to participate. And I think it's a 2-day workshop.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that particular workshop. I meant in terms of climate resilience. That's the area that's kind of popping up more frequently.
What's coming up? Absolutely. That's kind of what's coming up. Climate resilience, emotional support. Well, I've done the psychosocial, psychological first aid. I've done a lot of that training after the hurricane because people needed that. So I actually volunteered a number of psychosocial groups, well, 2 of them. So I just feel myself going in a direction where, and maybe that's why sometimes I feel, because I don't have years of experience in that area, I don't feel as confident. But I think if I put that on top of my years of experience in other areas, I do bring a particular unique perspective.
Yeah.
So, so it's, yeah.
We're getting there. I like that. So I've made a note, climate resilience, and I even made note of the emotional support and training. All right. So we're gonna actually do an exercise. So let me just pause screen for a second. Let's see. Where is the window? 1 second. Is this the right window? This is not the right window. Here we go. Alrighty. No, this is not the right window. Again, my bad. Sorry, guys. 1 second. All right, new share. Are you guys seeing a map?
No. Yes.
Let's take things a step.
Yes.
All righty. Okay. So this is a very, very valuable tool by Google called Google Trends. And so let me just backtrack a second. Did either of you, or well, did any of you get a chance to do your searches using the Uber Suggest and the keyword, I can't remember the other one now, keyword tool, I think? Did you guys start?
Well, when you first sent it to us, I did click on them and have a look at them. But when I tried to go into the exercise, and I did it late, I did it this afternoon, like about 40 minutes ago, it asked me to get permission. And I asked for permission twice, but I didn't get an email.
Oh, the video? Really?
The video asked me to get permission.
Oh, no. I'm sorry about that, guys. So nobody was able to do it then? Uh-oh.
Did anybody else get permission?
No. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
did.
sorry. Hold
So I
on.
kind of just figured maybe we'd have dealt with it here because I was just trying to make sure I'd finished my assignments.
My apologies. That thing should not have requested that. Hold on.
Maybe it was meant for us to do it together, that's all.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, no. Let me just sort this out immediately because my brain will take me and I'll forget what I'm doing. And it was a short video too.
Google Trends, where's that? Where's my phone?
Gail, remind me of your email. It's GD Bell, right?
GD Bell 2018
at gmail.com.
Yes.
Hang on. Okay. Diane, what's remind me of yours, please?
It's diane.paul@gmail.com.
Spell the last name for me again, please.
PAUUEL
at Gmail.
At Gmail.
Okay. I'm resharing it. Nobody accidentally delete the video though. I'm gonna have to fix whatever the issue was, but I have now reshared it, so you guys should be able to fully access it. Okay. All right, so with that said, 1 second. Let me, oh, I had it open already. All right, so we're gonna go to Uber Suggest. And let me open the other one as well, which is keyword tool. And there was a fourth called answer. There we go, answer public. All right, so these platforms here are helpful because they help you to basically start narrowing down your area of focus. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss Angel's request for permission. Okay, all right. So based on some of your responses, let me look back here, starting with Gail. So we're gonna write in, let's see. Artisan. Spelled it wrong. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna search. And I'm gonna type it in here as well.
What are you typing in? I'm not seeing it. It's so small on my screen.
Oh, I was typing in artisan.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to think of different keywords or words associated with your individual brands. And basically these tools kind of help you to start tapping into what people are actually searching for online. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when we are creating a brand or product or an offering, service, we tend to go immediately or initially rather from a place of assumption. But this is one step towards validation. And we're doing that by actual data online. So the first steps were for you to start utilizing these tools just to play around with the different platforms, put in different keywords that are associated with your area of expertise or your particular product line, and see what pops up. So for Diane, for you, I would probably type in, of course, things like aromatherapy. I would type in things like maybe skincare. I would type in things like lavender, like the actual oils or ingredients that you use. And you would then be able to kind of see what the actual behavior is of your end consumer when they're online searching for any associated product with your industry or field. Okay. So what I typed in initially was artisan, and then a bunch of different things popped up. So artisan, basin, well, bills, water, bread. What else is here? So this here is very, very, very specific in terms of what people are searching for. So this keyword tool just basically gives you a ranking. And these platforms I had mentioned in the video, they are free to a point. So you get like a certain amount of searches that you can do per day. But keyword tool is probably one of the most basic ones. The beauty of a keyword tool is that you are able to search or refine your search to different platforms. So Gail and Diane, this would be ideal for you guys if you wanted to check what Amazon is selling or how people are searching on Amazon. Okay, so if I clicked on the Amazon tab, let's see. So this is the top search on Amazon utilizing our keyword here. But Gail, you know your products even more. What do you want to search for? Handcrafted
or tableware or wooden, I mean, charcuterie boards, cheese boards.
For me.
I know, it's a horrible word. It's just fancy.
I know, and it's so trendy right now. So
I know. C-H-A.
Hold on, C-H-A.
Rockstone. No, I don't mean
let me Google it for you.
I know. C-U. Yeah.
C-H-A-C-U.
T. Is it? Oh gosh, hold on.
What are you trying to say? Charcuterie?
Yes.
C-H-A-R-E-R-I-E. Charcuterie. That's French. C-H-A-C-U-T-E-R-E-R-I-E. Charcuterie.
E-R-I-E. Thank you.
Yes.
You left out the R. The fourth letter is an R.
C-H-A-R. Charcuterie.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, so clearly people are searching for it. So you see here, people are searching for these. Accessories box. All right, so those are the top searches. But let's broaden it a little bit, because you wouldn't only be up selling these alone, but if you could group that type of item, I'm just going to type in handmade and just see what happens, because most people might type in handmade. Or yeah, let's, whoops. So, all right. So there's a lot of handmade in the USA. Handmade jewelry. Let's make it one word and try decor. Okay, so decorative accessories, decorations, wall decor, home decor. Okay, I'm going to type in aromatherapy. Aromatherapy. There we go. So diffusers, oils, candle, shower bombs. I know about bath bombs. I don't know about shower bombs. Associates, shampoo, dry brush, Bath and Body Works. Okay, bracelets. This should give you a few ideas. Done.
Yeah. Well, the aromatherapy diffusers are hot now because of the melts.
Well, I even have an aromatherapy diffuser right here beside my desk. So
okay, right.
I do love them. But yeah, so there are quite a few options here. I'm coming to you, Yvonne. I'm gonna type in stress relief. Let's see what pops up. Because the thing is to start utilizing that worksheet as a little bit of a guide for things you should start searching for. So you provide aromatherapy, yeah, as a product, but you are also providing stress relief. You're also providing an energy boost, you know? So these are the kind of terms you should start looking for. Let's type in stress relief. So remember, we're still on the whole Amazon search. So stress relief toy, stress relief gifts, stress relief aromatherapy.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign. All right, so I'm gonna keep utilizing this search for aromatherapy. And I'm gonna just check it on Ubersuggest as well. And one thing, sorry, that I did not point out is that for Ubersuggest, you can narrow down where you want to search. So if you wanted to look at how people are searching in Jamaica, you could, okay? But our population is a lot smaller than the United States, so you probably have a smaller amount of data.
Okay.
But what you can see here is an incredible spike. Why is this so large? What happened?
What are you Googling? Was it home
aromatherapy?
Well, it's the beginning of COVID, no?
No, this is this year. This year, January 2021, there was this massive spike.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is for Jamaica. Right. That's interesting.
Well,
and remember, I had said I wanted to tell you about a trend I saw, because I'm gonna eventually come to Google Trends, which is like it's like that, the real tool. But I want you guys to play with these first. There was an incredible spike in the behavior of people who are searching for aromatherapy in September of 2020. I am not exactly sure what happened, but when you see trends like that, and when you start looking at the actual data of your consumers, your ideal target, it makes you question, okay, maybe I should check the news. What was happening in Jamaica in September? We were kind of preparing for an election, or it was around election time, I think.
Yeah, September 3rd. Yeah, it was September 3rd.
So I wonder if there's a correlation between the election and aromatherapy. It was really interesting. But clearly, people were triggered in some manner and started looking towards aromatherapy. So it helps you to understand people's behaviors as well. All right. So Answer the Public is a little bit more of a dynamic tool. So I'm going to use aromatherapy again. Aromatherapy. And this one spits out results in a kind of word graph or word cloud. But as you can see here, but we can just make it more user-friendly by clicking data.
Okay.
And it then gives us our word associations. So the word can aromatherapy be harmful? Can aromatherapy help anxiety? How aromatherapy diffuser works? How aromatherapy helps stress?
Anika, if I may ask, this is giving you an idea of how people search for that word.
Yes. This is not even that alone. This is giving you a direct magnifying glass on your ideal target. Because when you think about how people search, it gives you incredible insight into their minds, into their thoughts, into their behaviors, into their triggers. And if you're able to look at the data, which I'm going to show you on Google Trends, and you can see a timeline. And I'm going to also show you tonight how you can align certain, well, let me not get ahead of myself. Basically, the point of this entire exercise is for you to use data to identify truly who your target audience is, what really is making them tick, how do they think, what are the things they're searching for, because here's the problem. You may put a product out there where you are offering training in climate resilience, yeah?
Okay.
But your audience is not searching for climate resilience. Maybe they're searching for, let me think, how to make my company, or how to reduce my carbon footprint. Because carbon footprint is a more mainstream word, and then somehow it will filter into climate resilience, but your technical mind, you understand that, right? But me, the layman who needs your services or who wants to put this program together or who needs to implement some sort of project, I don't understand the lingo. So when you start putting in, and we're going to go back through, when you start putting in climate change or going green or greenhouse gases or those types of keywords, then you're able to see how people are behaving around those keywords online. Because ideally, your target audience, you want to deal with climate resilience. You see where I'm going, Yvonne?
Yeah, I see that, but I actually have an interesting question for you, which may or may not be relevant, but I'm just wondering if at the end of this exercise, it'll also give all of us an idea as to, okay, this is what we're offering. These are our key areas of expertise. These are possibly our key, our target audience. How can we strengthen what we do to better suit them? Or is it that we will say, what are we best at? The reason I'm asking that is right now, one of the things I'm struggling with is I actually want to do some post-grad work. And I cannot say, so part of this exercise is for me to see, okay, what am I really good at? Who are the people I can reach? Who can I be of most service to? And what are the areas? Do I need to do a master's in, let's say, education for sustainable development? Do I need to do it in sustainable tourism? Do I need to do it in sustainability and social responsibility? Do I need to do it as a trainer to be able to train at university level? I really am not sure, but so I'm wondering if, am I going too wide? Is this really just going to help us with the target?
So this is going to help you to narrow down, that's for sure.
Okay.
This week is about really identifying what is in demand and your potential sweet spot for success.
Okay.
So if for example, and Diane, I'm not saying that you should do this, but if, for example, Diane notices that the top trending search is the diffusers.
Okay.
Diane so desired, Diane could go into selling diffusers. But does she want to sell diffusers? That's the question. The going into week 2 and going into the final week is really helping you to identify the sweet spot for you. That's why yeah, we're creating a brand strategy. But it's really about finding that brand truth for you.
Okay.
So it has to tie back into you and what is really important to you.
Okay.
Okay. One thing I wanted to point out for Gail is, Gail, while you're thinking about AHA, I would still love you to think about the makers to market angle. Those folks, that's a really good sweet spot for you. I don't want you to ignore it.
I know, and you know, I contemplated thinking about that instead of thinking of AHA directly.
Well, I would love you to really put the energy into the makers to market.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
can you repeat? I didn't hear you. What market was that?
Let Gail tell you. Let Gail
I have
tell
a concept. Yeah, I just have a concept in my head, and Anika wants me to push forth in this direction. It's more about consultancy.
Okay, yes.
So it's about me.
Diane is like, yes, obviously, yes.
Well, because we've done it before, Anika, and she's great at it, guiding the vendors and stuff like that. So, but you can do both, Gail. There's no reason why you can't do both.
Exactly.
But I'm like Yvonne. I need to make sure that some of these people are involved in programs where they're getting funded.
Yes, but we can help them to get the funding, because there's a lot of money out there, as you know, that is totally underutilized for product development, for helping, you know, solar entrepreneurs. There's so much out there, but it takes a lot of work. I mean, somebody asked me to go and do a consultancy at a school the other day, and I said yes, but my heart wasn't in it, because I was like, how am I going to earn money off of this? This is like going to just to spend all that time to help them. But, you know, it will work. But right now I need to pay the light bill. So that's not going to work right now. So I told her, yes, I'll help you, but not right now.
But you see, once you are very clear on this statement of purpose that we're working towards, it gives you that confidence that Yvonne was talking about in going towards some of these funding organizations, because that last step on your worksheet was, who can you ask about these problems? And the end result of this statement of purpose is that I would want you guys to refine it to a point where you feel comfortable enough to go, for example, I'm just throwing out, I don't know, the name of some sort of funding organization. Let's say EXIM.
The UN, yeah.
Or, okay, the UN.
The UN has money right now that's totally underutilized for this kind of project.
So to state to them that, hey, I am putting together a potential program to assist in blank statement of purpose. I'm not giving away today's lesson yet. And I am curious, what are some of the problems that you are noticing? How can I assist you in fulfilling your own purpose, right? So we're working our way there. The culmination of this is really for you all to niche down, to feel more comfortable in that sweet spot with what you're offering, and to be able to align it with not only your brand's purpose, but also your own purpose, because you are all, in some essence, a personal brand. It's still infused into your business, right? So everything has to be aligned. Okay, so this one was answer the public. And you
I was
can,
trying to figure that out. I was trying to figure out that. So how did you get to have it in the word frame? Can you just show me what you?
I click on, so there's a visualization button
Ah, okay.
and there's data. So
Okay.
visualization gives you that little graph.
Okay.
But if you want, you can just look at the data.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And
I'm
then
with you now. Okay.
And then it's based on the different words. So aromatherapy for dogs, that's a huge thing. Not necessarily here, but it's a big thing. Headache, pregnancy, reduce stress. And this is all of this data is just based on how people are searching online.
Yeah.
Okay. Aromatherapy to help concentration. So Diane, your end result is that you want to also create your own content or have someone create the content for you on social media because you want to be directly interacting with your end consumer. This is what they're searching for. This is literally what they're searching for. So this is what you inevitably then should be thinking about creating content around. Okay.
And providing the solution for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these people are stressed. They're pregnant and stressed. They're having a hard time concentrating.
A lot of people are not sleeping. Yeah, a lot of people are not sleeping.
Exactly.
Not sleeping.
My dog is driving me crazy.
Yeah, but again, you know, it's just getting the knowledge out there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about awareness. Yeah, because a lot of the people that have these problems, they're searching for solutions for anxiety and stress, you know. But they may come across aromatherapy in the process, but do they actually know the benefits of it? No, they don't.
No, and they don't know which products are targeting to. And,
exactly.
I mean, you know.
Okay, so with that little exercise done, I'm going to go to Google Trends now, which is the sweet one. Let's open up that window. Are you seeing a map kind of situation on the screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So Google Trends is like the big brother of all of those other platforms, but I want you to start with the other platforms first. Okay. Now, this has no limit on how frequently you can search. It's a free product, it's a free tool, but it's quite powerful. So
sorry, the others are, you have to pay for the others?
No, they're all free to a point. So you get a certain number of searches per day. So you may end up getting like 6 or 12 or 3, depending on which of the platforms.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, one thing I forgot to show on the Uber Suggest screen.
There was one where there was a man walking back and forth with something talks. What was he supposed to do, as if he didn't really do anything?
No, that's answer the public. It's just a gimmick on the home screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just a weird cool feature that they have on the website.
Okay.
One thing that I forgot to mention, if you scroll down after you put in your search on Uber Suggest, they also give you the most trending articles that have been put online.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
With the keywords, so pediatric experts find aromatherapy effective for promoting infant healing. Okay. Aromatherapy for dog allergies. Infographic, using aromatherapy to support your emotional health.
So, I know you like original blogs. Could we not use some of these if we find them very relevant as part of our blog on our websites?
Of course, you can use this for inspiration. That's why it's literally listed here, content ideas.
And we can use it. We don't need to get permission.
No, you can't take this and then put it on your website. You could utilize the subject of the article and create your own.
Yeah, as inspiration.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I'm with you. We can't post it and give credit to the article.
You can do that once you create a backlink and you link it to the original article. You can post, but you have to give proper credit.
Right.
But I would suggest utilizing these keywords in your own way and creating your own content.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with
So this gives you a whole lot of ideas. It gives you more ideas around keywords as well. So if we clicked on it, it would open up. God, I hate these things. Hold on.
Same here. I thought I was the only one. Oh my gosh, I
We
really
have all the chimneys? I think so. Right. So it will give you a whole lot of different ideas.
Mhm.
An eye pillow. Ooh, that sounds nice. Right. So you get a lot of so look, this is where you get the you have a limit. So I think Uber suggests you can search for to your heart's content, but then you're limited up to a certain amount of results.
Okay, another quick question. I see you have volume, CPC, paid difficulty, and SEO difficulty. What do these columns mean?
So CPC means cost per click. So let me just give you a little context for Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest is an incredible lead magnet tool for this man called Neil Patel. You see this gentleman up here in the corner?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He creates these really incredible tools to then upsell you on his services. Now, these to upsell you, they want to sell you their product. So
Okay, all right.
So all of these other tools here, they're not necessarily relevant to you immediately. It's just it's a gimmick for them to get your business, and they charge an arm and a leg. But for context, CPC means cost per click, which means that if, for example, Diane, you decided to run some Google ads and you were running an ad around aromatherapy massage, or rather, let's rephrase that. If you were running an ad around aromatherapy bath and body works, and that you use that as a keyword in your search ads, your average cost per click, anytime somebody clicked on that ad, you would be charged $6 Jamaican, see the J, 0.92. The others are ranked really low. So there's here one for $9. This one is the most expensive one. Haha, I wonder why. Aromatherapy diffuser, because it's the top search result.
Yeah.
Paid difficulty. So this speaks more or less to let's see. The fact that if you want more people to click on your ad, you would have to spend more money. Because once again, this tool is a tool to make money for Neil Patel. Okay, so this is like an entry-level tool. So don't obsess with it. It's really just a really great tool to kind of get things in here a little bit more clear. Okay, everybody's okay?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me jump back over
Google.
All right, so Google Trends. So I wanted to do, let me just do that aromatherapy since we're on that trend. And by default, it's there's a word and it's not coming to my mind right now because I'm in Jamaica, it's coming up for Jamaica. But if you wanted to, you can adjust, worldwide search. You can make it very specific. Unfortunately, they don't have something for like the entire Caribbean region. They don't have something for Latin America. So you would have to probably go country by country, which is tedious. But even so, I'm just gonna look at it for Jamaica here. I remember I had mentioned September being a spike. There's also a spike here in August of last year. So that was like Labor Day, not Labor Day, Emancipation or holiday weekend. I think we also had a spike around for the COVID are coming around that time too. I think things were quiet. I don't remember, but this here shows, this was a noted trend that I observed when I was looking at the data earlier. And I found it interesting. And then you'll see here.
Well, there were
Very interesting.
a lot of videos and things going around where people were showing you to use essential oils and for steaming and, you know, things like that. So, I mean, even now I went into one of my pharmacies today and they had some diffusers there and they were astronomical. I mean, the prices were crazy. And they had essential oils on the shelf for like $2,500 and $3,000 for a tiny little bottle.
Yeah.
And in the past, you would not have found that on the shelf just like that. They wouldn't have bought it because they used to hassle me to buy a bottle of aromatherapy massage oil for $1,000. So I was kind of blown away that they had a $3,000 bottle of essential oils just on the bottom shelf.
Yeah.
But because
clearly there's demand.
Because there's been such a great demand for it, everybody now is a lot more, you know, conscious of the benefits of eucalyptus. I mean, you can't buy any menthol crystals right now because it's all disappeared off the shelf. And again, it was because a lot of these videos that were going around telling you, you know, to what the benefits were and, you know.
So look on this then. So what we notice here, obviously it's popular in St. Andrew.
Right, Kingston, right.
But now look at what we're gonna do. So we're gonna type in stress, and this one is interesting. So this now is gonna give us a comparative graph. Now the blue represents aromatherapy, red is stress.
Yeah.
Now notice how everybody literally island-wide is searching for stress.
This is really, thanks, and Anika, this is really very interesting.
And I love this stuff because this helps you to validate so much, because the point of this, Diane, is that while your products are probably well stocked in St. Andrew and people are more inclined to purchasing aromatherapy products because they're familiar with it in St. Andrew, island-wide, people need it. Yeah. And you have the actual data. Now look at, we're gonna add another term. And this made me feel quite sad earlier. So yellow is depression. And this is, nobody's talking about this, but this is what people are searching for online.
Yeah, but I mean, you must remember we've been on lockdown.
We have been.
And it's miserable.
This is an entire year's worth of data.
Right. And so people, I mean, for us, this is just, I mean, like this last weekend for Labor Day, they were having parties all over the place. So, you know, in St. Thomas, in Clarendon, those of us in St. Andrew stayed home, but a lot of St. Andrew folks went to the North Coast to hang out at the hotel because they couldn't take the lockdown.
But Anika, you realize stress has been the most consistent and being the highest.
Yep.
Consistently highest.
And this is just Jamaica. It's gonna, when I change the graph to United States, or sorry, when I change the graph to worldwide, you're gonna see a marked difference. But I added anxiety, so anxiety is green. Now I'm going to remove aromatherapy just by clicking the remove button. So the colors adjusted a little bit. So stress is now blue. Depression is red, anxiety is yellow. I'm now going to add entrepreneurship. Come on.
It was just saying. It
was
there before.
Am I not spelling it right? Wait.
It's right
Okay,
there.
there we go. I want it. Okay, there we go. All right, so entrepreneurship is green. All right. Now, what this little area here, you'll notice this little drop down tab. If I click on it, I can sort out my graph based on stress, based on depression, based on anxiety, based on entrepreneurship. If I wanted to scroll further down, or rather, if I wanted to look at each individual key term based on region, just by scrolling, this one is for stress, so we can see, so people are typing in what is stress. So St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
We go for depression, St. Catherine,
Wow.
Portland, Manchester, St. Elizabeth.
My God, this is really fascinating.
Anxiety, St. Mary, Hanover. Okay. Now entrepreneurship, St. Elizabeth, intense. So a lot of people are now inspired by entrepreneurship. Not that much in St. Andrew, okay, but St. Elizabeth is the most popular. So let us now clear this.
Could you just quickly do Dominica, very quickly, just to have a look at
the same words?
same words, just out of
Sure.
interest, just for 2 minutes, just if we could just look at that for the same words. If you put in Dominica, very keen to see what that is.
This is Dominica now.
Let's just see, put in Dominica.
All right,
Yeah,
so
this one, not the Republic.
So yeah, it's just Dominica. So entrepreneurship is basically a flat line. Yellow is anxiety. This is in October of last year. September. Depression, June of last year. January of this year. Stress, February, and now. Let's scroll down. I mean, keep going. So
anxiety is just a city, just Rosa is the only place.
It looks, oh, it's like that's a focal point.
That's a focal point. Nothing happens.
For all of them, actually.
Well, the thing is, that's where most activity, I guess,
the population.
But that's interesting. Maybe in the countryside, people really don't waste their times. Well, some of them, because of the hurricane, they don't, some areas still are not very good, have reliable Wi-Fi. Could be that. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Let's look at worldwide. I'm keen to see worldwide.
Yeah, so you're going to see the difference here. You see, it's very steady, fairly steady, except for this massive, massive peak last year at the start of the pandemic, basically, for depression.
Yeah.
Whereas entrepreneurship has remained fairly stable, except for this drop in December of last year. That's interesting.
Why did everything drop at the same time last year?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Probably, the festivities around the Christmas season.
Christmas, yeah.
And the new year, people at least feel a little more positive.
People feel, yeah.
Canada and USA. I'd be keen to see Canada, USA, maybe one European country like the UK or France.
Let's
just
check.
To compare it to.
Oh, hold on.
USA.
Hold on. I think, let me show you something. Because here, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is ranking everything based on stress. So Italy ranked the highest.
For stress?
For stress.
With all the wine that they consume, I'm surprised.
Then the Netherlands, then France.
I'm very surprised. I thought in Europe they would be, I honestly didn't realize that.
Yeah, but remember they were having second waves and and they were having
But that's interesting, huh? I would not have thought that at all.
And then if we change it, let's change it to depression.
Interest for depression.
Germany ranks the highest for depression.
And
if I'm remembering correctly, I think Nigeria ranked the highest for entrepreneurship.
Yeah, man, they're still trying to call me on WhatsApp.
Japan actually got the you know what? Let me refine this. I'm gonna refine this to entrepreneur instead. Okay, so it's about the same in terms of the trend. Brazil, no for stress.
Of course, Jesus.
Depression, Germany still. Anxiety, Ireland. UK, Australia, United States, Canada. Entrepreneur, Turkey, Indonesia, Russia. So what did I see earlier for? I saw something, and for some reason Nigeria was at the top. I can't remember what. Okay, so here's the thing. So I'm gonna clear this search totally, because my guidance to you when you utilize it, when you get to the point where you feel like you have your keywords, you know what you want to search for, and you want to use this monster to really get into the data. And you know what? If you want to, start with Google Trends. I'm not gonna tell you to do anything in particular, whatever floats your boat. My recommendation is to start with the other tools first and then wind your way into using Google Trends, because you will get down the rabbit hole in Google Trends. But my recommendation to you is to choose maybe two triggers or characteristics of your target. So for me, and this is why I searched for these terms earlier, my target is the entrepreneur or solopreneur. Some of the triggers that I may focus on at times is depression and anxiety or stress. So what I'm doing by searching and using the comparative analysis is seeing what trends pop up for me. Where should I start looking to market my services? What is happening in Turkey around entrepreneurship? Is there something that may be of benefit for me to learn? So if I decided to, I could go on to Turkey, click on Turkey. It breaks it down based on province. People are searching for stress tea, testing for depression, anxiety, and then this is in a language I cannot fully understand. Let me bring it back to Jamaica. All right, so this graph is like road march. It's very very colorful. So people in Portland are stressed. St. Thomas as well, Clarendon. All right.
Where is Kingston located, and which parish?
St. Andrews.
Yes. So it's in this area here.
Okay, because it
so
didn't
this
show
area here.
We're not stressed right now, Yvonne, because we're eating Bombay mangoes. Can't be stressed if you have Bombay mangoes.
So look on this. People are searching around anxiety attacks.
Wow.
What is depression? Postpartum depression. What is stress? So it's a good gauge for what's going on in the minds of people. All right, so I'm going to clear the search, and I want us to do one for Yvonne. So Yvonne, give me some of your keywords. What shall we search for? You want to search for climate change?
Okay.
All right, so climate change. All right, so we're in Jamaica. Where do you want to search? Do you want me to refine the search to Canada? Anywhere else?
Yeah,
Dominica.
Let's look at Dominica for a while and then Canada, yeah.
Let's see, Dominica.
Ladies, I'm in Canada right now, for you two others who don't realize. I'm from Dominica, but I'm based in Canada right now.
So the data is not very potent for Dominica.
Okay, so do Canada then.
We can do Canada, or we can refine the search. So we have climate change. So remember, this is about what people are searching for, right?
Okay.
So they may not be searching for climate change, but
Look
they
at
may.
climate resilience. Try climate resilience.
Okay, let's see. Climate resilience. Flat. Remember what I was saying?
Yeah.
They don't know what to look for.
Mm.
Let's type in one of the buzzwords, sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
See the difference? So we start seeing peaks popping up. Actually, it's better than climate change in some areas.
Yeah, yeah.
So sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically a branch of the same tree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a word that people are searching for.
Mm-hmm.
So if we scroll down, the parish, I mean, your capital is popular again. There isn't much data, unfortunately, probably because of population size, or like you had said, access to the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be that.
So there would.
Could you look at tourism? Maybe just put the word
tourism.
tourism.
Yeah, I was actually about to do that one next.
Sustainable tourism or something, or just tourism.
Let's just type in tourism. Click on that. All right, so green is tourism. So as you can see, flatline, understandably, early out. There's a peak in July, peak in September. Nice big peak this year, January. And as you can see, it's trending up. Popular, oh, we have a big change. Sorry. And that is it as well. So tourism is picking up. So you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna change the data a little bit and always come back to it. Let me remove. Because I want to try something different. We're gonna type in Dominica.
That's yeah, very good to see people. How many people are actually looking for Dominica?
And we're gonna change term. So this is in Dominica, but we're gonna change it worldwide. All right. So now the data is showing a very stable kind of search pattern, fairly stable over the year, and then this nice massive peak in March of this year, which means that people are starting to search for Dominica more recently. Mm-hmm. Where are they searching? Majority of people are from Dominica. And then you can get into a little bit more. So let's see. Interest by region. British Virgin Islands. This is always in the region. Everything is in the region. So what this shows, Yvonne, is that there isn't much popularity.
Could you try Nature Island of the Caribbean? See if that makes any difference, because it's known as Dominica, the Nature Island, or just see Nature Island. Just see what sort of grass.
So I'm going to compare and we'll see. Because you always have to remember that this is
the Caribbean.
Maybe a little too specific.
I wonder if anything comes up there.
It's flat.
Nothing flat. Okay.
But it shows you how you should start marketing. But what this is showing you here in terms of the region is that outside of the Caribbean, no one is really searching for Dominica, but there is interest within the region. You following me?
Yeah.
Let us change this to no vacation, or no, what would you call it? Okay, let's type in vacation. Alrighty. No, we're fine. Let me remove. I want to edit it and type in Caribbean vacation.
Where's the majority of your tourism coming from, Yvonne, for Dominica?
French West Indies. French. Our number one market is the French West Indies because we're right between Martinique and Guadeloupe, and a lot of the French people from France, from the metropole, they come for months. So they will come to Dominica for a week or weekend, and then we have the U.S. Then we have the Caribbean is a big market, so Trinidad, all the other islands come because we're so very different.
Right.
That, you know, and then of course we have Canada, we have the UK, we have people from Scandinavia quite like Dominica, Sweden. We not a lot, but persons who are looking for something off the beaten track, they that's kind of what they like.
So Yvonne, I changed it to France, and as you can see here, look at the trend. So this is for Dominica. So people are searching for Dominica. And
that's how did you, okay, so you put Dominica as a target. So how do you, okay, you put in France.
Dominica is a search word. So the blue Dominica represents people searching for Dominica. I'm just going to get rid of the red. Okay. All right. So what we're looking at is the data from people in France. So people in France are searching for Dominica based on this level of popularity. Now look on this spike here that hasn't finished being formulated. So we don't have enough data because this is actually for this week, but it's your highest peak all year.
Right.
Right?
And that, interesting.
So this shows us that perhaps in creating those ads for Dominica tours, maybe they should be in French.
Yeah.
And they should be targeting these very specific areas. Not many people are searching for Caribbean vacation, but we can refine it and let's just edit it to just say Caribbean.
Why don't you put eco vacation or eco holidays or something as another one?
We can type it in, but you see this exercise shows you the popularity of some of the terms that you would like to use, which are not necessarily aligned with the behavior.
That's right. That's what I'm,
Right. So I'm going to just type in eco vacation and let's see. So the yellow is eco vacation. So as you can see, it's pretty flat, but people in France are searching for the Caribbean. And that's a good thing.
Try Canada there and see what's the case for Canada.
Let's see.
And then let's look at the US.
Wow. All right. So Dominica, as you can see, went down. But a ton of people are searching for the Caribbean. So Nova Scotia, Manitoba, Newfoundland, Ontario. Yeah, Yukon, okay, New Brunswick. Let's look at the US, United States, and we'll do the United Kingdom as well. So fairly stable. You have there's like a valley here last year, but it's climbing again. So trending. Interest for Dominica, Rhode Island, okay, Massachusetts. I search Idaho, okay, Wyoming, North
I know.
Dakota.
So Joe in Idaho wants to go to Dominica.
They want to look for the Caribbean.
Oh, Joe in Idaho wants a Caribbean vacation.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your $25. That's your $25 tourist.
No, Di, he's not even at $25. My guy is Walmart. He is like $2.50. $2.50.
But look at this. People are searching for Dominica hotels.
And then Dominica was the Dominican Republic. Look at that. That's interesting.
No, it's just Dominica hotels. And then Caribbean jerk joint. Okay. All right. So you guys see the kind of fun that you can start having in here by searching for things relevant to your industry. Gail, this is an exercise for you. Give me some terms for you.
Charcuterie board.
Question for you, Anika. What's interesting for me with these things is how can you be most efficient? Because I'm always struggling, challenged for time. And I
Yes.
find as much as this is fascinating, I find I cannot waste, I can lose a lot of time. So I always want people to tell me, okay, how can I be most efficient when I go in here? Because I always just don't have enough time. So what are the key things?
The challenge for you, at least that initial, it's gonna take a little time, is when you get into this space, focus on maybe your first goal should be narrowing down unpopular keywords. Maybe that's just it. So you notice in our search just a while ago, ecotourism is not something that should probably be a focal point for your statement of purpose. But Dominica is obviously, it should be involved in your statement of purpose because it's very popular and trending with individuals who are in France. Yeah. Caribbean, utilizing the word Caribbean should obviously be incorporated as well. And this is obviously more in relation to Dominica tours, right?
Right.
But then when you start looking at Yvonne and climate change and so forth, I think when we had searched initially, sustainability was the big word. But very few people were looking for climate resilience. So this exercise here is to try and get you out of your thinking and into the thinking of your audience.
Absolutely.
Because you're trying to sway them towards your truth. You're trying to sway them towards climate resilience, but they have no idea what that means. Right? They're searching for environment and sustainability.
Okay.
As far as they're concerned, that's what they want, but it's just about how you bring it to them. So Gail, quickly, your turn.
Yeah, I think we've done artisan already though before. So
let's try it anyway.
Because we're talking about makers to market. So we're talking, the makers are artisans.
Yeah.
Oops. So artisans or should we sustainability?
Is that spelled properly? Is artisan? Isn't it A-N? Is there an A? Is there an I in it?
No.
There's no I in it. It's artisan.
Yes.
Take out the I. It's A-R-T-E-S-A-S-A-N. No I.
No I?
No I.
There's one A.
Yeah.
Is there an I? You sure?
A-R-T-I-S-A-N. Artisan.
Yes. There's no E. There's no E in it.
Oh, here we go. All right.
I thought something looked wrong. Looked a little strange.
I cannot even see the screen. I can barely see what you guys are doing.
You need to make it bigger?
I
What are you looking at?
No, the screen is huge from my end. Yeah, artisan.
I'll make it a little bigger. Is that better?
It's better for me. I changed the thing how I see you guys also.
Okay. All right. So this is in the United States. I'm gonna just change it to Jamaica first. All right. So interest over time. It seems quite, I would say it's almost seasonal.
Oh, it's definitely seasonal.
Yeah. And it flatlines. There's like no, but it's picking up now. Okay, considerably.
Yeah.
Give me another word to search for. And then look, St. Catherine is the most popular.
Oh, why?
Followed by St. Andrew and St. James.
Oh.
All right, so let's do a comparison. Which one? What are we doing?
Okay, so we're going to do a comparison, meaning another country. Let's do the US.
Another word.
Okay.
I'm gonna just type in handmade for the hell of it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, so the red is handmade. It has a, it's neither here nor there. It has a few more peaks though.
There's more activity.
There's
But
a
actually,
little
maybe not, maybe
more,
not.
not really.
Not really.
But it has higher, more, yeah, it tends to trend higher. And it's more popular in St. Andrew and St. James. All right. What other words should we look for?
Gifts.
Gifts.
But it's so broad. But
that's
yeah,
very
gifts.
broad. But
All right.
Wouldn't it be crafted gifts?
It can be craft.
Crafted
can-
gifts, or just gift, or just craft.
Just put in maybe craft. I mean,
that's craft. Yellow is craft. Click on that.
or home decor. Oh, yeah,
It's
craft is
craft.
quite higher. It's much higher.
And it doesn't really fall at all.
Mhm.
Except March and whenever this is, May, early May. Let's type in home decor.
Mhm.
It's less than craft. But it's very busy though.
It's busy.
It's quite busy.
There's only one oh no, there are a couple more than one flat section.
Yeah, it's very busy though. It's all up and down. And of course, December is very busy. But
yes,
let's look at the trends. So let's
I
see.
wonder what's happening in St. Catherine.
Maybe something to investigate. St. James is very popular with the
Yeah, that's where Moby is.
that's handmade. St. Anne, handmade.
No, that's craft. The yellow is in the yellow craft.
Oh yes, sorry, but it's as in, okay, so this is ranking based on interest first for handmade.
Okay.
Based on parish. So still St. James would be at the top. So St. James will still top for searches for handmade versus craft. Following me?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah?
I'm with you.
Okay. Let's go down to craft. So St. Anne is the most popular. Clarendon, Manchester, Westmoreland, then St. James. Home decor, St. Andrew. That's actually not a surprise to me. St. Catherine, St. Anne.
Oh, Portmore is in St. Catherine, right?
Yes.
Portmore.
Yes.
And the new mall is out there.
Oh, there's
Good
a new
point.
mall?
Yeah.
Oh, who knew?
Do you want to add another search word?
Gail, you're too much.
No, but Yvonne, you'd have to come to Jamaica and understand. I mean, like Portmore is like a completely different place. It's a world.
It's a whole nother.
I love Jamaica. I've been a couple of times to Moby, Negril, Kingston, but always for work. I've actually never been on vacation, but
Well, come for a weekend. Come for a weekend.
I've told my kids actually, that's where I want our next family vacation. I want to go to Jamaica with them.
But don't go to
link with.
Come to Kingston for a couple of days and enjoy Kingston the way we do it.
Okay. Do anyone know Karen Ford Warner?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a friend of mine.
Okay, she went to school with me. I was a little girl to her.
Okay, we worked at CTO together. Well, she was my senior. She was I was a consultant and she was a deputy secretary general.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's good.
So you would have been exposed to her art.
Oh yeah, and she lives up in Gordon Town, which is just like a place in Dominica. Her road was broken recently, I think.
There's no access to her road.
No access, right? She told me that, but I've been.
But again, Jamaica has. I mean, like Gail is doing artisans and she's doing craft and all that, but we have a lot of fine artists. We have master artists, and we have a school of art. So we have a lot of really, really talented people come out to the School of Art and don't have any outlets to sell their products. So
Let's type in product. What should we type in here, Gail? What should be our search term?
What about art? What about art?
Yeah, just put art. I agree.
Hold on. I'm going to remove one and add product to market.
Them not even going to know what that is. Wait, Roxanne.
But
see?
No, don't underestimate. It's still here. The purple. There's a peak in March of this year. And it has activity.
What if you put in e-commerce?
Let's check. St. Anne actually is top for product to market. Let's remove, which one of these could I remove?
Home decor.
Okay, let's get rid of home decor. Remove. I should have just edited it. Okay. And what we're typing in? E-commerce?
Yeah.
And we wanted to put art after e-commerce.
So e-commerce is purple.
Okay.
I'm gonna get rid of, let's get rid of handmade. I keep doing that. I didn't want to change the color, sorry.
And put in art.
Art, that was what we're looking for. All right, purple.
Okay, so people are looking for art.
It's the others pale in comparison. Let's see where. St. Catherine.
Wow.
Gail, I think you need to make a trip to Portmore.
No, I need to go to Port. Di, you want to go to Portmore?
Any day. As long as you buy my fish.
It's St. Mary. St. Mary is a popular one for art.
St. Mary?
Yeah, St. Mary has a lot of artisans.
Portland, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney.
Yes, I need to go down there.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's check.
But how would you know whether people are looking to sell their art instead of looking to buy art?
Then you have to do a more refined search. So now that we know that art is trending, we could remove all of these things. We could get rid of these two.
Because it could just be that there are a lot of artists. So it doesn't mean that Gail and Dinah, if they go out there, that there are any clients for them. It looks like people, it could just be that. It doesn't look like it could be.
But like in St. Mary, there's Harmony Hall, which is an art gallery.
Okay.
So it can also be where the art galleries are.
It can also be that just people are, it could even be students. It's kind of hard to
but in St. Catherine, where Gail is saying people are there, there's a huge community out there, but there's a lot of, it's no longer just a low income, there's a middle income as well and an upper income. So the demographic has changed drastically since Gail was here. So the new shopping center is actually built by the same guys that have been doing Le Chouchan and
I didn't know that bit.
Yeah. So, you know, it's
but look on this, tying into what Diane was just saying, interest for e-commerce. So how do we kind of figure out who is probably more interested in getting into e-commerce? Obviously, St. Andrew tends to be ranked higher, but then St. Catherine is haunting your Gail.
Yeah,
I know.
But it's a whole different demographic. It's young professionals who are homeowners.
Yes.
So I have quite a few young friends. They're like in their late 20s, mid 30s. They own their own houses. They shop and they go to the spa and they go to the hairdresser.
Yeah, they have expendable income.
Yeah, they have.
The cost of living in St. Catherine is less than in St. Andrew.
Well, they don't do anything much in St. Catherine. They just live there, but they drive out to go to work. They drive out
Yeah, that's why
You're
they call
about to come
it
to Kingston.
dormitory. Dormitory.
Yeah, it's a true dormitory.
Yeah.
Anika, I was wondering, I know we're out of time, but what if you put in the USA for these very same things, product to market?
We can just check. So I'm gonna just type it in, just change the location.
Just to see.
Art.
E-commerce is so flat.
It's so flat. But that it doesn't mean that there's no data, you know. So we can change it to go to e-commerce. And District of Columbia comes up more. New York, Florida, New Jersey, Georgia.
Maybe if I said online instead of e-commerce.
Probably.
E-commerce might be a big word, like climate resilience.
Sell online.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to use the words that people would search for.
Yes, it's true.
Still flat?
No. Wow. What if we say online? Just say online. Or online business?
Let's try that. No,
because
it would be interesting to see what that was for Jamaica. Still low.
Whoa.
Still low.
Are you kidding? Wow. But people had to pivot to go online.
They just went to Amazon. They just went to Amazon.
But let's change it to
Amazon. Let's see. Try Amazon.
Or so here. So this is Jamaica's now. So you see online business versus e-commerce. Look on that. So the red is e-commerce, green is online.
Yeah, and so they don't know the word e-commerce.
No, it's not
Sell
the word
on Amazon. What are they searching for? Sell on Amazon, purple. It's still kind of low, but it's busy. It has activity. You can see it?
Yeah, but it's low.
It's low, but people were looking.
Wow.
Let me check.
Really great tool. Thank you. My gosh.
You're welcome.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
So we're all gonna look so smart.
Spend time here, and I know that you'd want to be efficient and not get too far down the rabbit hole. Utilize this tool to really narrow down to the language of your consumers.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you have to be able to speak like they speak. So with that said, let me jump back to our PowerPoint. Here we go. Are you seeing the PowerPoint?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here is, if you can make a little note on this, in terms of searching the trends, and I'll just share this PowerPoint with you guys as well. But if you want to, you can make
take notes. Okay.
So search trends based on maybe one solution at a time, so you don't overwhelm yourself. So one of your solutions. So instead of maybe doing sustainability as well as training, as well as this, as well as that, just look at maybe one thing at a time. Incorporate maybe 2 triggers or characteristics. So you remember when I was searching for Diane, we were looking at anxiety and stress. So look for some of the triggers. For Gail, we're looking at online business and craft. Look for the triggers. Then you want to look for maybe one key characteristic of your target. So in Diane's own, everybody was stressed. So that could be a trigger, but it's also a key characteristic. When I was looking for mine, I was looking for entrepreneurs who were stressed or who were suffering from anxiety or depression. So it's about trying to narrow down your search. And I think this, maybe Yvonne, is answering your question, how you can be a little bit more efficient.
Absolutely. This is perfect.
In this manner. The next thing is to examine the trends visible in the data. So looking at the peaks and the valleys, look at the timing. What was happening when you saw a peak? If you see, we had noticed, I don't remember whose search it was, but there was this valley that it went, all of the graphs, they'd all dipped in one specific area. And I think we had confirmed that it could have been around the Christmas season. So In that case, you can utilize that going forward to say, well, now may not be the time to focus on this product because it trends lower during this time of year, right? So you're informing yourself with all of this. And then of course, you're looking on location. Now, quickly, and this ties into your lesson for tomorrow, which will be emailed to you. This brings us to defining your statement of purpose. Now, some folks, when you're crafting your business values, your business plan, you'll have a mission, vision, etc. If your mission is your what and your vision is your when, then your statement of purpose is your why. It is at the heart of what you do and for whom. In its essence, it's a foundation upon which you build your brand. So these are the steps now in terms of creating the statement of purpose. So you're trying to narrow down the who you're talking to, what their problems are, solutions that you're trying to provide, etc. So step two in terms of, or step one rather, in terms of creating your statement of purpose is starting to choose your words. So these are words that I like. You don't have to use them. You can select your own. This is just a little bit of a guide. Okay, so do you want to use words like help? Are you helping? Are you guiding? Are you nurturing? Are you providing? Are you serving? Are you pampering? Are you offering? Are you supporting? Are you teaching? Right? What do you notice about these particular words? Is there anything that, I don't know, what's your observation of these words here? Anything?
For Diane, immediately I think of providing and pampering for her clients. Right? In terms of Yvonne, I think of support and I think of guiding more than teaching. If she's a consultant, I don't, but it depends on what the project would be. But I would say that Yvonne is going to guide the process. She's going to support the individuals or the organizations that are coming to her through the guidance in the overall process. So that's so broad, but those are the words that I would think would be appropriate for Yvonne. Yes.
You know what's one big thing though that ties in all of these words, no matter who it is that these are they're almost heart-centered.
Yeah,
so they're really serving.
Yeah.
They are looking after you, your consumer. It has nothing to do with you at all. This is
what
everything.
has nothing to do with you? What did you say? Sorry.
This has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with your targets.
Yeah.
So you're trying to serve them. You're trying to guide them. You're trying to teach them, right? So here is the next step. So now you start to fill in the blanks. So if it's depending on how your language is for your business or your brand, it would be I or we, and you choose your words. So for example, for me, it might be I guide, or I help, or I support, I pamper, we support, we teach, we educate. The next thing is a key trigger or characteristic. So this can be I support or I help stressed moms, right? Because then you're filling in the gap for your target being the known, okay? So key trigger, then you target. So another word, so we're just basically filling out a sentence. Now you choose another word. So remember, we're filling in that long sentence of I support stressed out moms to craft, bring, create, pamper is here again, soothe, take charge, relieve, create. It's there again. You're all there twice for some reason. But this is now the action. This is where you are taking action, whether it be doing it with your targets or doing it for your target. But now this is a less passive word. This is very much more about you. So what are you doing for them? And now we continue to fill out the blank and finish it off with your solution. So this is what my statement or my statement of purpose looks like. I help overthinking solopreneurs craft a winning brand strategy aligned with their personal truths.
Wow.
So this is my why. This is your statement of purpose. So just backtracking to the initial thoughts. If your mission is your what and your vision is your when or where, your statement of purpose is your why. And I think at the core of everything, generally speaking, every solopreneur really wants to firm up their why, or they start their business based on a why. But whether they lose track of it or it gets confused because you're doing so many other things, it's still necessary to boil it back down to the core being the why. And this is the foundation that we start building your brand strategy on. Okay? So your assignment tomorrow, and I'll give you a little bit of a backtrack. I'll probably neaten up this presentation a little bit and share a video just backtracking. Your assignment tomorrow is for you to craft your statement of purpose, utilizing this little trick of choosing your word, being a more personal word, all about the target, choosing the key trigger. So for me, it's overthinking, being the who. So overthinking solopreneurs. Then a more active verb being craft a winning brand strategy. And you can mix this up however you want to. This is just a little bit of a guide that I found very helpful. And I think it will help you not to overthink the process. So just use this little technique. And the point of all of these search tools and everything is to get you out of your head. Yeah. So no more assumptions. Start looking at the data. Start using words that your audience uses.
Yes.
And you start narrowing it down. So this is my purpose. My purpose is to help. I know what overthinking is like. I don't want you to do it that much. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for you. Craft a statement of purpose, and this is what you need to go forward. And so just for a little bit of perspective, here we go. After you've crafted your statement of purpose, so tomorrow, that's what your focus is supposed to be on. Your next step is to then get feedback. And your feedback should be just between us. So that's where I want you to utilize the SSN over the weekend. Okay. And put it in there. Put your statements of purpose. Now, of course, I'll be emailing you all of these prompts, right? But get feedback. Share if you come up with 3 statements of purpose or 5 of them. Put it to your cohort, your group. Yes. Ask them what they think, right? So that will be your assignment actually on Saturday, over the weekend, whenever you want to do it. And then there's a rest day on Sunday, and then we come back again on Monday. But that's basically it for tonight. I went over time.
No, this is wonderful, Anika. This is really very, it's all kind of coming together now because I have done a couple of these workshops that has never been clear like this because to me, sometimes I feel more, it has never connected like this. So I think
feel good.
So what you're basically telling me is that I really need to get out of my head that I'm always so busy and make time to do that exercise.
Yeah, your hair.
Really good and help to clarify. Sometimes I really just have to clear things and put a chunk of time to do it. I think
when you utilize these third-party tools, it's like the onus isn't on you anymore. It's like, okay, so Google is telling me this. Okay, I have to kind of shift perspective, So I think that is what overwhelms us a lot. and in many ways maybe even paralyzes us from taking the next step. So
Yes.
I just want you guys to get out of your head, and that's what this week was about, because the work starts next week.
Yeah, no, this is very useful, very valuable, because I think otherwise, without sort of a strategy that's so clearly defined, and even how you broke down that sentence, I think that's a brilliant strategy. It's kind of like, you know, okay, I know what I need to do now. Not that I'm saying I have it together at all, but at least I have a roadmap.
Yeah,
Yes.
and guess what? Here's the thing, because even for me, I technically have I have two statements of purpose. One which is more business heavy, and that one that you saw was a coaching side of it, right? So that's all about the coaching. My statements of purpose for my business around strategy and content and stuff is simple. It's just doing digital differently. It's not even framed in that manner with the verb and the noun and the so forth. If I wanted to, I could get a little deeper. But I don't want you to feel like you have to narrow it down to one particular thing. The aim of this whole exercise is really just to get you out of your head. That's it. Make it a little clearer. Know who you're really trying to connect with, how they speak, what they want, and then from there we can start building. Okay?
And going to Portmore. Yes.
You are clearly going to Portmore. Diane, you good?
It's not, yeah, man, I'm good. It's really, you've simplified it for me. And it's
definitely.
It's great. It's really, really great, Anika.
One last question, Anika. What does outline in your funnel mean? What do you really mean by that?
Wait, what is funnel? You kept on saying funnel.
So,
Lord Jesus.
So, the funnel is work. The funnel is the big ticket item that you're walking away from with this. And the reason why I didn't even push the funnel at all in terms of the marketing strategy for this little workshop was because a lot of people, they hear the word funnel and they're like, yeah, man, it's going to get me sales and clients, because a funnel is basically the process that you put your customers through from creating awareness all the way down into the narrow part of the funnel, which is conversion, to like actually making them a paying customer. And a lot of people, they just go there without doing this groundwork.
Yes.
And then you get stuck, or your product burns out, or you just didn't have a good funnel in the first place. So we have to start with really creating that foundation. And even before we go into the funnel, I'm going to show you how you need to create a tribe, because you have to have a tribe to sell this whole funnel to. Yeah. Right. So I'm giving you long game. I'm not giving you any fast track results. This is sustainability. Sustainable marketing.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Anika, thank you so much. This has been
pleasure.
This was great.
Thank you for staying with me a little overtime tonight.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for staying with us. I really appreciate it. All right.
I'm happy. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, have a good night, Tom. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Bye. GB? GB, you still there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, well, what's happening with the car?
I'm going to get my car tomorrow. Thank God.